I have to emphasize that it's a tradition of the church to bury bishops in the church. In the first place, he has asked me, when did it begin? Let us not forget that St. Peter, the apostle, was buried in the church, St. Peter's Basilica. That is immediately after the death of Jesus Christ. St. Paul, who wrote so many epistles, was also buried in the church, in the Basilica. So it's a tradition of the church. And then I want to say, this is not worshipping idols, like some people are saying on social media. And he's not the first person to be buried in the cathedral here. You already see Bishop Edward Michaud. He was buried in this cathedral. Then you see the other side where Archbishop Chiwanuka was buried. And he's going to be laid here. Okay. Now, this is the tradition of the church. So it came like this. After the death of Jesus Christ, the beginnings of the church, there was persecution. So because of persecution, the Christians used to hide themselves. They used to hide themselves with those people who had been martyred. And they used to dig what they called crypts. So these were supposed to be outside the walls of Rome. Okay? Now, with the coming of the emperor I talked about, Emperor Constantine, who in his apparition, he saw Jesus Christ showing him the cross in the sun, saying that in this sign you're going to win. Emperor Constantine gave the Catholics, the Christians, believers, the freedom to worship. So then they stopped going in hiding to those hidden crypts. And then they brought the remains of the martyrs, and then they buried them in the church. It's actually the tradition of the church that many altars are actually built on the remains of the martyrs.